Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The Faith Family Freedom Fund bus tour rolls into Farmington. Also, Farmington voters have a new online resource from the Chamber of Commerce, and Marble Hill voters will be asked to redirect a tax next week. All of these stories are coming up.
Warmer weather is on the way for southeast Missouri. We're still on the cool side, but we're near normal temperatures. I'll let you know how high we'll get, plus will we see more sunshine? All those details coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories we're working on for you at this hour. The Faith Family Freedom Fund, a super PAC associated with the Family Research Council, is on a 6-day statewide bus tour across Missouri. Now, they visited Farmington's Engler Park on Monday. Fund Chairwoman Connie Mackey explains why her group is behind the bus tour.
The Family Research Council, headed up by Tony Perkins, was in Florida when the Republican Party decided to pull its support from Todd Aiken. We were absolutely outraged and felt like other groups from outside had to come into this state and do whatever we could to get rid of Claire McCaskill, who is the direct friend, if you will, of Obama and Obamacare.
Another participant, Colleen Holcomb, the executive director for the Engle Forum PAC, told 18 Eyewitness News the bus tour allows them to get their message out unfiltered.
Just to get the facts out, the Liberals have been fairly effective in distracting from the real issues in this campaign, which is it's jobs, it's the economy. We want to just simply get out and tell the truth and say that the real war on women is at the gas pumps and at the grocery stores and in the unemployment lines, whether it's the women themselves or their sons and their husbands. Those are the real issues that we need to be focusing on.
The bus tour will make 25 stops in 23 cities over the next 6 days. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast. What's on tap, Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Looking at current conditions throughout southeast Missouri, we're in the 50s, low 50s for most areas. 50 degrees right now in Potosi and St. Genevieve, Ironton at 52, 53 in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff, as well as in Van Buren at 51 right now in Cape Girardeau. Partly cloudy sky at 7 p.m., 48 degrees, 44 by 9. Those partly cloudy skies continue through midnight, temperature around 41. More details on the sunshine that we're going to continue to see, plus how warm we'll get, I'll let you know coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
With Election Day just a week away, the Farmington Chamber of Commerce is offering a new online service to help inform voters. Chamber Executive Director Doug McDermott tells 18 Eyewitness News by engaging residents in the democratic process, they're building a stronger Farmington.
One of the ways we want to help community members get stronger is by providing a resource for them to find their elected representatives, to find out who candidates for office are, and be able to really know what's going on before they go vote.
The new website is votefarmington.com, and McDermott says their online resource is designed to provide clarity.
Our tool will provide you the opportunity to put your address in, and it will bring you those folks who are currently elected to serve you, and also those who are running for seats in your district.
That website, once again, is votefarmington.com. It's a service of the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. The city of Marble Hill will ask voters next week to allow them to redirect their dedicated half-cent sales tax. Mayor Michael Sowers tells 18 Eyewitness News that a few years back, the city abolished property taxes in exchange for voters approving a half-cent sales tax that was dedicated for capital improvements. However, this created a shortfall in the general fund.
What we're asking the voters of Marble Hill basically to do is it's not a new tax, it's not an increase in tax, the tax is not going away. We're just asking to basically allocate it back into general fund versus the capital improvement fund.
Sowers says if the proposition is approved, the city will have some flexibility.
It just allows the city that we can regain and recoup some money back. Not that we're going to stop capital improvements in the city. It just gives us the leeway that we have the funds available that we lost.
Sowers believes voters were confused by the city's first proposal to redirect the tax back in May. That ballot issue failed by only 5 votes. As a follow-up to our story yesterday about Clearwater schools incorporating technology in the classroom, Superintendent Blaine Keel tells us that they are following through on mandated information teaching students how to surf the internet safely.
There's so many things out there that kids can get into on the World Wide Web that's not a good place for them to be. And so we're in the process and we'll continue to train our students in that area.
Keel says his focus is preparing students for the future by teaching them how to use technology to present information.
Whenever you put together using software programs that allow you to bring in something from the internet, some charts and graphs that you've created and those kind of things, that's the world we live in now.
Keel also says Clearwater School Board trustees are very concerned that students have access to the latest and the best technology. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, some suggestions for a safe, scary, or out-of-this-world Halloween. That story coming up on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day with 90 days same as cash, easy payment plans to fit your budget, no hassle leasing, and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customers, in Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, call 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Children can enjoy a safe and happy Halloween at Farmington's Memorial United Methodist Church. Spokesperson Sandra Miller tells 18 Eyewitness News that the church will host Trunk or Treat Wednesday evening from 5:30 until 7:30.
Some people are giving candy, some people are giving pencils or stickers or little toy-like things. One booth is giving away hot dogs and bottled water.
Sandra tells us more than 1,000 children visited Trunk or Treat last year, and they're expecting more this year. For some out-of-this-world Halloween fun, stop by the Bonne Terre Space Museum Wednesday evening between 4 and 8. Spokesperson Jason Bram says they'll not only have treats, but free tours, activities, and demonstrations.
We are going to be making all sorts of gloop and slime and dry ice, smoke, atomic glowing air, all sorts of fun stuff. We're going to have candy, some space games, scavenger hunts. We're going to give away some airplanes, some model airplanes, toys, trinkets, maybe some meteorites.
Jason says this is the first year the museum is hosting a Halloween event. The North County Band Boosters challenge you to take a tour of the Lone Survivor Hotel. Boosters President Ellen Masulit says the haunted hotel is a fundraiser, and when they needed a building, she offered the former Lone Star Hotel at 44 Park Street.
So we took that idea, the hotel idea, and ran with it. We had one of our students make up a story for the tour guides, and it's all about how during St. Joe time, a disease came up through the mine shafts and took over people's minds, made them go crazy, and horrible, creepy things started happening in the hotel, and we have students reenacting what happened in each room.
The hotel will receive guests Tuesday evening from 5 until 9 and on Halloween from 5 until 10. The money raised will cover the cost of the North Raider Regiment to perform in the 2013 National Memorial Day Parade in Washington, D.C. Well, a teenager is in custody following a deadly shooting in Poplar Bluff Sunday afternoon. Police say 19-year-old Tommy West III of Hayti turned himself in to Pemiscot County authorities in Caruthersville around 7:30 Monday morning. Police say the shooting happened in a gas station parking lot in the 700 block of Highway 53 when several people began fighting and someone pulled a gun. 19-year-old Michael Claiborne of Poplar Bluff was shot 3 times. He was taken to a local hospital where he died just after midnight on Monday morning. According to the probable cause statement, witnesses at the hospital identified West as the shooter. He's charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action and is being held without bond.
Coming up next in weather, more details on the nice weather that we're going to be seeing. Plus, will we see any showers in the area? I'll let you know coming up next right here on 18 Eyewitness News.
When someone comes in a mental areas emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Looking at weather headlines throughout southeast Missouri, we're going to see temps continuing to be on the cool side. However, they're near average for this time of year. Plenty of sunshine, and it looks like we will see a chance of some showers on your Sunday. Currently here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the lower 50s, 50 degrees in Festus and St. Genevieve, Fredericktown the same, 51 in Cape Girardeau, 53 in Van Buren, and 52 right now in Ellington. Currently here at the studio, we have a partly cloudy sky and 51 degrees, and it feels like 51 out there. Current dew point 27 with humidity at 38%, northwest wind at 9 miles per hour. First and foremost, let's talk about Sandy off to our east. As you can see right through here, good chance of heavy wet snow throughout the Appalachian Mountains. They have seen several feet of snow already, and it's just going to continue snowing through tomorrow. Sandy is moving off to the north, and that system will eventually move out of the way. However, we're on a high pressure system with nice weather and plenty of sunshine. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low of 35, northwest wind 5 to 10, 30 in Potosi, 32 in Ironton, Piedmont 33, down in Van Buren 34, or excuse me, Poplar Bluff 34, and 33 in Cape Girardeau. Then for tomorrow, plenty of sunshine near 60 degrees. Here in Farmington, 60 in Ironton, 62 in Piedmont, 57 up in Festus and Potosi, 63 in Van Buren. The next several days are looking like this throughout southeast Missouri. On your Thursday, partly sunny, 61. Then on Friday, 66 and mostly sunny. Same on Saturday, but Sunday, much cooler, 61 with some showers in the area. Then back into the upper 50s on Monday with partly sunny skies, partly sunny, and 61 on Tuesday. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. On your Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 66, low of 44. Then on Sunday, high of 61 with some showers in the area and a low of 42. That's checking your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab.
Coming up in today's 2-minute tour of Missouri, a candidate for governor boosts his campaign coffers. The deadline for absentee ballots is Wednesday, and a new casino opens in southeast Missouri. With polls showing the race for Missouri's governor tightening, Republican candidate Dave Spence has put an additional $1 million into his campaign. Because the latest contribution was dated Friday, Spence's campaign can use the money for an advertising push in the final week before the November 6th election. Campaign finance reports show that Spence has now loaned or given his campaign $6 million since declaring his candidacy last year. Missourians who plan to vote absentee must get their ballots soon. The Secretary of State's office says voters have until Wednesday to request an absentee ballot by submitting an application to their local election authority. To cast an absentee ballot in Missouri, voters must have a reason that they cannot vote on Election Day, such as travel plans or illness. Well, the mother of Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill has died. 84-year-old Betty Ann Ward McCaskill passed away Monday at her home in St. Louis. The Democratic senator told reporters last week her mother suffered from acute cardiorenal failure. Starting last Tuesday, McCaskill canceled most events in her re-election campaign in order to spend time with her mother. Missourians who are struggling with how they'll be able to pay their utility bills on time and keep their homes warm during the cold winter months have some protection now. The Missouri Public Service Commission's cold weather rule kicks in Thursday and will remain in effect through the end of March of 2013. Commission Chairman Kevin Gunn says utility companies are prohibited from shutting off service when the temperature drops to 32 degrees or below. Cape Girardeau and Isle of Capri officials joined forces to officially open Southeast Missouri's newest casino in downtown Cape Girardeau Tuesday. The $135 million gambling hall opened to the public at 10:30 Tuesday morning with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The company held a Facebook contest, and a Chaffee woman will be the first to play one of the casino's slot machines. And that's your 2-minute tour of Missouri for today. Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, it's one of the most commonly used drugs in the battle against breast cancer, but for a number of women, the drug stops working. Concerns over tamoxifen and what scientists are doing to help, coming up next in Your Health.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Borrowing money, not always a bad idea, but paying too much to do it, that is. Smart ways to borrow, just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Since it was first approved a generation ago, the drug tamoxifen has been used to treat millions of women for breast cancer. The problem is, after about 5 years, some women can become resistant to the drug, and if they do, their treatment options become extremely limited. But a new study suggests there may be an alternative with details. Here's Clark Powell with more.
After going through radiation and chemotherapy in her battle against breast cancer, Jamie Albert says she's come to appreciate the simple effectiveness of tamoxifen.
Tamoxifen is super easy to use. Yeah, I just take a pill every day, just have to make sure I remember, and that's no big deal.
For such a simple therapy, the impact of tamoxifen has been profound, not only in treating breast cancer, but preventing it.
It reduces the chances of getting breast cancer back in a breast cancer patient, about 50%.
But for some women, that protection is only temporary. Doctors say after 5 years, up to 40% of women develop resistance to tamoxifen. But a new study from Ohio State's Comprehensive Cancer Center may offer new hope. In the lab, researchers looked at over 300 human tumors and found the pathway that some cancer cells use to beat tamoxifen. But they were able to block that pathway and kill those cancer cells by using a new drug called vismodegib, which, like tamoxifen, is very easy to take and tolerate.
You may have a new treatment combination that is just a pill. Both are pills that you would take. You don't have to lose hair for most part, and you feel well overall, and you have another treatment option.
Best of all, the drug has already been approved for certain skin cancers, which means it could easily be studied in other diseases as well.
We have this drug in the clinic, and if we see that this drug is going to help patients with some other cancer, that's a big plus. Then we save so much time.
So far, resistance isn't a problem for Jamie, but if it ever is, she says she's glad to know that scientists are working to stay one step ahead. At Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Researchers says the pathway they discovered that leads to drug resistance is commonly called the hedgehog pathway, and it could play a role in other cancers as well. They hope to test this new drug in breast cancer patients in the coming months. When it comes to money, the less you have in loans, the better. But when the need arises, how best to borrow? Last time, money expert Stacy Johnson offered some bad ways to borrow money. Today, he's here with the smartest ways to borrow money.
There comes a time in many lives when to get what you need or want, you borrow money. You know, there are only 2 times that you should borrow. When the money you're borrowing makes more than it costs, and when you have no choice. But if you're going to borrow money, at least be smart about it. From payday lenders to credit cards, there are lots of ways to borrow. Here, in no particular order, is a list of the lowest cost. The lowest possible interest rate is 0. Some credit cards offer it for up to 18 months. But this is typically for purchases only, not cash advances. And if you don't pay it back in time, you're going to pay monster interest. Second mortgages or home equity lines of credit are longer term, potentially deductible, and have rates as low as 4%. But they're fee-heavy, hard to get, and potentially dangerous. That's because you might be putting up your home for collateral. Miss a few payments, you could be sleeping in the car. Got stocks? You can borrow up to half their value with a margin loan. Rates vary, but can be as low as 4%. If your stocks go down, though, you're going to have to cough up more money. Got a retirement plan at work? You might be able to borrow from that. Rates can be low, and the best part, you're paying interest to yourself. But your employer may restrict the reasons or not offer them at all. And if you leave your job, you're going to have to pay it back. So there's the pro and con for 4 cheap ways to borrow, but that's not all there are. More ideas and more details online. Just go to moneytalksnews.com and search for Smart Borrowing. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And here's what's coming up in sports, guys. Cards catcher Yadier Molina could win his 5th consecutive Gold Glove, and Rams rookie Chris Givens sets a record. Plus, the Mizzou men's basketball team opens its exhibition season. It's all coming up here in sports.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1. This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
Cardinals catcher Yadier Molina, the reigning owner of the Platinum Glove as the finest fielder at any position, is a finalist for the 2012 Rawlings Gold Glove Award at catcher, giving him a chance to win the award for the 5th consecutive time. Molina received a similar honor last week as the Fielding Bible named him the best catcher of 2012. Molina received all the first-place votes for the new honor. When the Rams drafted Chris Givens in April, they were looking for a receiver that could stretch the field. And halfway through his first season, Givens is showing he's got the goods. Although his 50-yard touchdown was the only Rams highlight in their game last week against New England, it was significant in one respect. That catch marked the 5th consecutive week that Givens had made a catch for 50 or more yards, setting an NFL rookie record. Between transfers, graduation, and the return of Lawrence Bowers from injury, Mizzou men's basketball unveiled a starting lineup in its exhibition opener featuring only one player from last year's team. That was junior guard Phil Pressey, who's the media's choice for the SEC preseason Player of the Year. He led the Tigers over Division II Northwest Missouri State 91-58 Monday at Mizzou Arena. But even that score is a little deceiving. Mizzou jumped out to a 27-3 lead from the beginning and then coasted on from there. That's Today in Sports. Fred and Dustin, it's back to you.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Let's take a quick check of that forecast once again for the next couple of days. We're going to see some sunshine, not too bad. 59 on Wednesday, 61 and partly sunny on Thursday. Sunshine continues for Friday and Saturday as temperatures are in the mid-60s. Then some showers in the forecast on your Sunday with temperature in the lower 60s. Back into the upper 50s for Monday, but sunshine returns. Sunshine continues on Tuesday with a high of 61. That does it for 18 Eyewitness News at 6 p.m. The news doesn't stop here, though. Just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, for your latest news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hope you have a good evening. News Watch is next. We'll see you right back here on 18 Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.